Hi everyone, and welcome to Our Abundant Life. My name is Arahi and this is my beautiful wife Candice.
Thank you.
And we're here to share with you how to make your money dreams come true.
Absolutely. Make sure that you click the subscribe button down below, especially if you have kids, because next week we'll be starting our series on kids and money.
In today's video we're going to be talking about debt, specifically how to get rid of it, because nobody wants it.
No, not really. Alright, there are usually two methods of getting rid of debt. The first method is called the avalanche method. In this method, what you do is you start by paying the debt that has the highest interest rate first, and then you go down to the one that has the lowest interest rate. Once you have paid off the debt with the highest interest, then you take the money that you have been paying towards that debt and you put it on to the next debt down, and so on and so forth. So it makes kind of like an avalanche of debt.
The second method is called the debt snowball. Now this is similar to the avalanche method, the only difference being that you're paying off the smallest amount of debt first and working your way up to the highest amount.
This is the method that we have found most successful for us, and the way that we have gotten out of debt, and the way we continue to get out of debt, because we still have a student loan and a mortgage that we're trying to get rid of. But the reason that this way works most effectively is because it works with your brain as well, like the psychology of it. Everybody likes to feel success, and with the debt snowball method you're going to feel that success sooner, because the debt that you're paying off first is the smallest debt, so you're going to get that rush of success and good feelings sooner than if you were paying off the avalanche method way. I think in the avalanche method a lot of people lose momentum, because quite often the debt with the highest amount of interest is also the biggest debt. We thought it would be easier to understand if we gave you like a visual representation and real numbers of how this method works. So Arahi is going to be generous enough to show you on the whiteboard exactly how it all plays out and how you can become debt free.
Okay, so first of all we're going to write down some ideas of debts that are quite popular and that you yourself might have, from the smallest to the largest. So we're going to start off with number one, and we're going to make that called bail money. Now this is just money that you might have borrowed from your mum, for example, maybe to pay off an unexpected bill, or maybe it's your turn to shout your friends at work lunch, just something like that, just money that you've borrowed from somebody else, and we'll say that that's about $100. So we got that over here, that's our bail money. Number two, we're going to be talking about your credit card. So your credit card, everybody has a credit card, and apparently in Australia the average amount that people have owing on their credit card is about $5,000. So we're going to put that up here. Credit card, $5,000. Alright, the next one on the list is our car loan. We've got our car over here. Generally people will have a car and will therefore have a car loan, and we'll say that that's about $10,000. Alright, next up, a lot of people will have one of these, and that's a student loan. So for all of those of you who have gone and studied at university, you'll know that it's not cheap. So we've got our student loan up here, and the rough average for that is probably about $30,000. Hopefully you went to a good school and got a good degree so that you can make a lot of that money back. And finally, especially for those of us with families or with our own homes, we've got our home loan or our mortgage. And that's down here at the bottom, that's our big one, home loan. And that'll be about $500,000. Alright. So the idea is that we're paying off these from the lowest to the highest. Alright, so we've got our debts. We've got our debts here up on the board now. We're ready to start making our debt snowball to wipe them out one by one. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to put our debts onto their minimum repayments for each week or each month, however much they might be. So everything goes onto a minimum repayment, except for our lowest debt, which we're going to work on knocking out first. So we'll say we're putting towards this $25. $25 is all that we can spare at the end of the week. So we're putting our $25 snowball towards knocking out the bail money that your mum lent you So over 4 weeks, that's going to be knocked out over 1 month. So that first one's going to be done with. Okay. So what we do with that $25 snowball is that we bring it down to the next one. So let's say that our credit card monthly repayments or our weekly repayments for our credit card was also $25 a week. So adding that extra $25 is essentially going to double the amount that you're paying back each week. So the snowball's gotten a little bit bigger now. So eventually it's going to be enough to take out that debt. We take that extra $50 snowball now and we bring it down to our next debt. Okay, so now it's getting a little bit bigger as we go. So now we've got an extra $50 a week that we're adding towards our car loan. And that's going to knock it down a little bit faster. And once that one's paid off, we move along to our student loan. Okay, so our debt snowball is getting a little bit bigger. It's already wiping out the loan money. Okay, and we get the idea. Once our student loan has been paid off, now this might take a little while because, yeah, student loans can be around for a little while. But after that, we are working on our home loan, and our snowball eventually will be big enough to take that one out as well. Okay, so we get the idea. It starts off small, but then we work towards our end goal, which is knocking out all of our debts, and that's what we want to do.
I hope that you found that video really helpful. The debt snowball has been the best way for us to get out of debt. We know how easy it is to get into debt. We've thankfully not in debt anymore other than our mortgage and our student loan, but we have been in quite serious credit card debt before. I got my first credit card at 18 when they were giving them out at uni, like lollies, and I think it's a terrible idea because 90% of those 18-year-olds went and spent it on alcohol later on in that weekend, and I'm sure that credit card debt stayed with them at least until the end of their uni career. We are still working on our mortgage and our home loan, and hopefully we'll have them paid off in a few years and we will be able to travel, which is our ultimate goal. We want to travel the world for a few years with our kids while they're still young and make memories together and be debt free in the process. So if you've found any help in this video, please subscribe and we will see you next week, especially if you've got kids, remember, because we're doing our series on kids and money, and we'll see you next week.
I wonder if anybody noticed that the whiteboard fell down.
Probably not.